Yeah, I think the hardest thing after having the week that we have, where we came to the Giro with one very, very specific goal, and that was to win the team's time trial. We put all our eggs into that one basket because we knew the benefit of taking the maglia rosa on the first day, and the second objective obviously was to keep that as long as possible, and the guys did a very, very good job. But at the end of the day, we paid a price for that.
You can go from super highs, as you can see with the team's time trial at the start of the week, and then you know, continuing on with that with Michael's stage win, and you know, sort of had some really good form, and then and all of a sudden, you know, one day later you come down with some sort of stomach bug, or in Swain's case he crashes, or wherever, and then you're last man of the group getting piped and just fighting to survive.
Well, I think one of the biggest things for pushing through on certain days is that you have to be mentally involved in the game, and I find for myself that sometimes you're in the peloton and you sit at the back and you feel every climb and you feel every bit of pain, and you tend to feel sorry for yourself, and for me that's not a good spot to be in, because you know there's just no power in that, there's no strength in that, and so yeah, on that certain day where I asked Whitey if I could go ride the front and just, you know, hopefully to save some other guys for later on, but mostly it was for my own head. And you know, I really struggled right out of the gun from that one, because there's a nasty Cat 3 climb that seemed to go on forever, and I was off the back, and just trying to ride my own pace, and just hoping that the bunch slowed up so I could get back in. Yeah, as soon as that break had gone, I just wanted to start riding so that, yeah, I could just mentally feel strong again, and feel like I'm part of the race, instead of you know, feeling sorry for myself at the back.
Actually, at the end of stage 8, I was suffering on one of the climbs, and Svein was there encouraging me, and you know, the state that he was in physically from the crash with the skin off and everything, it was just something special. He was even putting a hand on my back to encourage me, and you know, in the end I told him, no, I don't want you to touch me, you know, like, it's the state you're in, and you're trying to help me. I'm not the one that needs the help here, and you know, I think everyone can look around at someone like that and just draw motivation and inspiration from it.
It is a challenge to keep guys focused after we've had so much success so early on. We've won 3 stages, we've achieved everything we wanted to achieve here and more, but we've still got a long way to go.
This is the moment where everyone has to dig deep and get through, because yeah, like you said, you know, it's not over till the fat lady sings, and she doesn't sing until Trieste, so we have to fight through till then.
Oh, for sure, this is a huge moment, because you know, the race for a lot of the GC contenders and the guys who are really going for the final overall, this is where it really starts to happen, and this is when it gets really difficult. And you know, we've had an amazing first week, but at the same time we've expended huge amounts of energy, and now it's about trying to really survive and really be smart about how you use that energy each day, because if you blow a few bullets here or there, you're not coming back.
You guys could not have done anything any better, but the race isn't finished. You know, and that's the character of this team that makes us very, very special. Yeah, and that's why we've got to continue on until it's physically not possible. And like I said, I never ask anything of you guys that it's not possible. You got to remember that. I might get a little bit excited at times, but I'm always asking what I believe is realistic, and most of the time I'm right, because I think I have a pretty good judgment of what all you as individuals can handle. And sometimes you need a little bit of a G-up. But at the end of the day, you guys never let me down either. And you never let each other down. And that's what this is about, alright? So let's just take one day at a time, and let's just focus on today, and let's give it a go. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if we don't try, we'll never know.
The day after a rest day, whether it's the first rest day or the second rest day, is always mentally challenging. Some people handle that challenge a lot better than others, and the reason why it's mentally challenging because you've broken the rhythm of the race, and you spent, instead of spending 5 or 6 hours on the bike, you spent 5 or 6 hours lying in your bed.
Day after the rest day is really hard, no matter whether you've had a really easy first week and no crashes, or you still feel banged up at the start line. You feel quite slow and yeah, just heavy all around. And I think it's really hard when you've had some problems in the previous stages to really get your head back in the game.
And if you really look at the Giro in detail, it's actually quite daunting. It's quite, when you look at how hard the tail end of the Giro d'Italia is, it's actually, for a young guy, especially for someone like Heppy who hasn't done very, very few World Tour races, it's better that he doesn't look at it. It's better that we really, and as a team, it's better we just focus day to day, because yeah, some of the tail end of this race is hard or harder than any race in the world. So it's no use stressing about a stage that's going to happen in a week's time or 10 days' time. Take one day at a time, and all of a sudden you're at the finish.
You know, Michael, I think really proved himself today, and showed that he's one of the best bike racers in the world. And you know, the team rallied around him, and yeah, it just shows what a great bunch we had, because everyone gave their best of what they were capable of for that moment. And Michael, I think, really dug deep mentally, because I know he wasn't feeling great at all. So good on him, and yeah, good on the team.
Yeah, I think, look, it's impressive, but it's no more impressive than any other race we go to. Because at the end of the day, that's the culture of the team, and that's the culture of here at the Giro d'Italia. That was the culture at Tour of Turkey. That's the culture at Tour of California. That's how it should be. It should be the same culture, the same ethic at every race we go to. And if it doesn't matter which director's there, which race we're at, the culture needs to be the same across the board. And I think today, hats off to Michael Matthews. He really did step up and take responsibility. He was injured. But then when people see a leader ready to make that commitment, knowing that he was injured, that's not too hard to motivate guys, because the guys like each other, they're friends, and so you can, like we've said before, you can work for someone or you can work for someone. And our guys, when they get told to, when they can see their leader is ready, there's a different relationship there, because they are friends, and they will go that extra mile.
You know, at the end of the day, you're only as good as your last bike race, you know. That's one of the sayings I always like to take away from these things, you know. Doesn't matter what you did yesterday, the day before, the year before, whatever. You're only as good as the day you wake up in the morning and put your shoes on.